We will now call the regular meeting of February 20th, 2024 to order. If we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, do we have a motion to appoint Jeff Thompson as treasurer pro tempore?
I'll move. I'll second.
All right, I will do the roll call. Michelle Hayes.
Here.
Brian Horvath.
Yes.
Gene Sensi.
Here.
Jeff Thompson.
Here.
And Sean Douglas is here. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Roll call. Michelle Hayes.
Yes.
Brian Horvath.
Yes.
Gene Sensi.
Yes.
Jeff Thompson.
Yes.
Sean Douglas is yes.
It's those first and seconds. We just gotta make sure we get those first and seconds.
Yes, it's a vote.
Yeah, it was me and it was Jack.
Yeah, 1, 2.
And then on the tempore,
Me and Michelle.
Yes.
All right, to begin, making sure we didn't skip anything else. All right. Board member reports this evening. We have 2 moments of silence. It's always sad to learn of someone's passing, especially when it is a member of our Madison family. Recently, we learned of the passing of Donna Walker, a retired Madison teacher. Donna was born on May 8, 1934 in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, and passed away on February 8, 2024 at Cardinal Woods in Madison. Donna married her husband Robert in 1954. She went on to be a 3rd grade reading teacher at Redbird Elementary School and retired in 1999 after 27 years with the district. She is remembered as the most gentle and kind person anyone could have known. Donna will be missed by her daughters and grandchildren, siblings, and friends. All of us at Madison Schools extend our deepest and most sincere sympathy to Donna's family and friends. We also recently learned of the passing of Ralph Spalding, a former Madison Board of Education member. Ralph was born in Kirtland, Ohio on August 31st, 1937, and passed away on February 10th, 2024. Ralph was a 1955 graduate of Madison High School and went on to graduate from Edinburgh in 1960 and earn a master's degree in 1984 from Lake Erie College. Ralph was a principal at Geneva Area School District and a Madison Board of Education member from 1978 to 1981. He was a member of Park United Methodist Church, the Geneva Great Jamboree Committee, and the Madison Old Fashioned Days Committee. Ralph will be missed by his children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and many friends. All of us at Madison Schools extend our deepest and most sincere sympathy to Ralph's family and friends. Is there anyone wishing to give a board member report this evening? Under the reports and recommendations of the treasurer, we have a motion to approve the following donations. I'll read these here. A generous donation of a 6-month YMCA family membership to Madison Local Schools Nutrition Services to be used as a prize for National School Breakfast Week. A generous donation of $500 from the Lake County Educational Federal Credit Union to Madison High School baseball team to be used for a team trip, and a generous donation of $300 from Nathan Barnhill to Madison Middle School to be used to purchase snacks for middle school snack drive fund. Do we have a motion and a second for that?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Thank you, everyone, for the donations. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Under roll call, Michelle Hayes,
Yes.
Brian Horvath,
Yes.
Gene Sensi,
Yes.
Jeff Thompson,
Yes.
and Sean Douglas is also a yes. reports of the administrative team.
Okay, well, I just want to remind everybody that we are starting our strategic planning process officially tomorrow. It will start here with a 8 a.m. board meeting for our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I think that's the SWOT. Had that memorized?
SWOT.
A SWOT analysis. Our administrators, because it's meeting day and various things, they will be doing their SWOT analysis Monday afternoon via Zoom. The student forum will be at 1:45. There will be 30 students there at the high school to give their input into the process. There'll be a staff group starting at 3:15 to 4:15. That will be in the lecture hall at the high school, and then the community part will be from 4:30 to 5:30. We've sent out several communications. It's been put out on the social media platform. It's been on the webpage. So we hope to have a good turnout. We have a 30-question survey for those community members that can't make it to the community session tomorrow, that they can put their opinion. All right. I'll be right back.
We're going to take a brief recess. If you're doing the meeting now.
Okay, so I was discussing the strategic planning, so the community survey, it's a 30-question survey, there's some open-ended responses, there's some, strongly agree, those types of questions, and then they'll take all of this information and bring it back to us to do some goal setting. We would probably ask for 2 board members to sit in on that session for the draft plan, and then, because we'll have administrators and the rest of that team in to help set those goals and action steps, because they're the ones that are going to be enacting that. And, hopefully by May, June, we have a plan to approve to put out for next year. That is the process. I'm sure Tom will explain more in the morning. Tom Speaks is the primary partner of the impact group, and they've done a lot of these strategic plans for schools throughout the area. So I'm excited to work with them, and we're hoping, the ESC will help provide some support for this project and another one that we're working on. So, other than that, I'm going to turn it over to Dave, who is going to enlighten us tonight about artificial intelligence.
Well, but can I ask you a quick question about this first?
Yeah.
The student SWOT, and I completely understand, I would love to hear what they have to say, but I'm not going because I don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable. I want them to speak openly.
Right.
So, with that being said, is it going to be just the people from this impact group with the students? Because I think if we have staff in there, they may not
I'm going to
speak
introduce
as
them.
openly as
and
possible.
I'm going to introduce the process, and I'm going to walk away to let the kids work with Tom, and he has an associate coming up to help.
Okay, so there's not
It's
going
not
to
a
be any
SWOT,
grading or
it's a-
anything like that?
No,
Okay.
it's a forum. So there'll be 15, and we did permission slips, so there's 15 students from the middle school coming over to the high school to participate. So the permission slips were for them to walk over to the high school, because they were leaving the dorm.
And so there's 30 kids total, you said?
Yes.
And how did you choose the,
I told the principals I wanted a cross-section of students. So not all your top kids, I wanted a wide range of students involved in a wide range of activities.
so when you say involved in a wide range of activities, did we have possibly pull in any kids that aren't in any of the activities?
I told them some at-risk students as well.
Okay, good.
All right. Any other questions?
It's the same process for the community. You're going to introduce it, and then you're going to leave, and the community members will be
Correct.
with the
Correct.
impact group.
Yes. So that they don't feel that anybody's, but I do want to be there to, at least introduce, see what kind of turnout we got based on the messaging we used. All right.
So last week I had 2 unexpected encounters with artificial intelligence, which quite honestly, I know very little about other than the concept of it. But on Thursday, I was able to attend the Lake County Business Advisory Council over at Auburn Career Center. They had 2 speakers from Xerox who were there talking about how it's used within the business world. And basically, they started the presentation by saying, if businesses aren't using AI, they're falling behind, quickly. It was a really good presentation. They were very eloquent about it. They design and provide bots to automate processes within your computer system. And some of the examples they gave were, emails. It could sort out emails for what they are and route them to the people that need to have them routed to, and can even respond to some depending on what they are. Processes with payroll, processes with HR. They take some of the things that are very mundane in the business world, things that are sort of hand entry, where we know that key mistakes happen and things like that, people keying in information, and they design a bot, the organization buys that, and then they pay for the upkeep of that over time. And it takes care of these mundane data entry kinds of processes more accurately than humans can. Which is interesting. It's not something that we could implement within our organization to purchase, but we do know that our kids are going to graduate from here and enter a work world where these things are in place. Now, I thought one of the best questions by someone in the group was, so does that mean, that that's eliminating positions within that organization? And the 2 presenters said that has not been their experience. Basically, what happens is a lot of times they're having a hard time finding an employee to do some of these jobs, and they don't last long because it is mundane and boring, and you don't feel like you're really being productive in the world. And so what they find is that they take employees who are currently doing that, and they can put them in jobs that they would consider to be more, I guess, higher level activities, higher level thinking. They might perceive them as being more important within the organization, which actually kind of creates a happier employee with more job satisfaction, because I think we all want to feel like we contribute to where we work. So I thought that was really interesting, and I was kind of fascinated by that, but it really caught my attention because the day before that, I had happened into the staff meeting at North Elementary where one of our kindergarten teachers, Erin Nusker, had done a presentation on an AI platform for teachers. It's called School Magic. And so I had to go in and create an account for myself, and you can create a free account for about a month and get in and explore it. It's got over 60 functions that teachers can use to. The idea is they build themselves as they give you the ability to save 10 hours a week out of your week by using the tools that they offer, 10 plus hours. The other advertising lingo here is they can do lesson plans, differentiate lessons, write assessments, help write IEPs, communicate clearly, and more.
I see Jen over there, and she's like, no. We have another,
Right, I just went to a legal update that talked about AI.
About special education, because this platform does say, it can help you write IEPs, it can help you with behavior intervention plans. Some of the things that caught my eye is it can create assessments for you, rewrite texts. One of the examples given is that you spend a lot of time responding to emails, and you really sit and wordsmith them because you want them to sound very professional. And so a suggestion by the presenter was that you might, you can enter the key elements that you want, have it print something out, and then you can go through and kind of adjust it to how you want it. And ultimately, it comes out very professional. You can change sort of the tone of the text that you create. There's a song generator, and before coming into the meeting, I wrote a song about. I had it write a song about the science of reading, which is a big topic in our world, and I just added in a few different things to it asked me what needed to be included. And one of the things I said was the 5 essential components of literacy. And it asked me to choose a song and an artist. I picked Jimmy Buffett, Margaritaville. And it created a I didn't sing it, but it created the lyrics, and it listed out the essential components of reading, which I did not tell it, and it was pretty cool, and I didn't give it much information, She said that the more information you feed it, the more accurate, your output will be. I just think it's really interesting. I think it's a new thing, and it's certainly something that's not going to go away, and as a school district, we should look at ways of exposing our students to that kind of technology that's going to be what they'll be working with. And again, this is brand new for most of us. It's certainly brand new for me, so these things excite me. But
And I have had some teachers ask about it, but I think we have to take a deeper dive at some of the implications, especially at the high school level, because that's where plagiarism comes in, and those things, some of the ethics around artificial intelligence. So that becomes part of the issue. It's just a different way. When I taught 8th grade English way back in the dark ages, it's been over 20-some years now, and they took those Spark notes, and then they would turn in a book report, and I'd be like, oh, did you read this? Because so-and-so wrote the same exact thing. So, it's just a different way to skin that cat.
I think it's kind of funny though that most of our high school students probably are already aware of it.
Oh, yeah,
How
they
to
use
it,
chat.
So.
Oh, yeah.
it's like social media. I'll never catch up
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the classroom over at North asking kids to show me how to use that, the Elmo that just projects the paper. They're like, oh, I got you.
Sit down.
Your email was a bit cranky. My bot wrote that.
Built-in excuse. Yeah,
That's excellent. AI is excellent.
interesting.
Well, I can piggyback off of the AI discussion I had. I attended 2 legal updates in the last week and a half, and the one thing they said about AI is to be very cautious especially because it's an individualized education plan that you're creating, and it's a very important legal document, and so they do not recommend using AI because it's generated from somewhere else, that could be, like certain things could be repeated and that it wouldn't actually be authentic. So that was just one thing. Some other things that we are planning for, there was House Bill 123, which kind of went into effect last year. As we know how all of the bills work, there's always little things that are kind of pushed in without really realizing, and so House Bill 123 was the SAVE Act, and so we've been working with about school safety. And so we have partnered with Crossroads to kind of bring those programs in. Then there was also a Senate bill, I think it was 288, and that's Aaron's Law. And so that one we're working on. We're looking at our resources and what kind of programs we can have that will be appropriate for our students, because it's based on different grade bands, and then trying to find the right curriculum or presentations. The teachers have a lot on their plates, and so while we do have some social emotional things that we work on in the classroom, trying to find outside resources that can come in so that they can support the teachers and have kind of a working, language together. So that's something else that we're going to need to bring into next year.
And in Aaron's Law, the focus, because I know in House Bill 123, it is a lot of suicide prevention and that. Aaron's Law focuses on what?
Aaron's Law is dating violence and sexual abuse and, that kind of thing. So in totality, the 2 of these newer bills are really focusing on social, emotional, and safe conversations. Bullying is kind of wrapped in there as well, and knowing when and how to report. So it's very touchy. That was the other thing too with both of these. The material and obviously the subject matter is very, you have to be very careful in how you approach it. And so that's why another thing when we were discussing it, that we want to make sure that we have people who are really, who know what they are, that's their specialization, so as we choose, those ways to present it. We had Project Unify, which Mr. Thompson was there as well, and it was really great because I had an opportunity to meet one of the freshman parents, so it was her first time. And she was just blown away. She was so happy. She was the one, I don't know if you were, because we were sitting she was going like nuts. Like she was, cheering, and she just thought, she stopped me afterward and we talked for a little bit, and she was just so happy, just about the transition that her son had, going from the middle school to the high school, and then just that, the game and just the camaraderie. And so then afterwards I got to have lunch, and it was with them. It's kind of funny. I don't know if they cared as much about getting pizza and wings as they did, playing in the game. But so it worked out really well, as it always does. There's always things, but I was really happy to get, because there's always a lot of parents and grandparents that come, but it was, I've never had somebody actually stop and say, this is really cool. I'm so glad that, we do that here. So, so yeah, that was all I have.
It is a cool day. I love Project Unify, man. It is just a cool experience to see all those kids, how excited they are.
I am so sad that I missed it. It was the 10th anniversary, and my daughter, I was at the Cleveland Clinic, with my daughter's surgery, and so I was not able to attend, but yeah.
First overtime game too.
Right.
Oh,
Women's
wow.
overtime,
It was
yes.
2020, and then the 21, they scored another bucket.
Yes, that was a big deal.
So it was cool. I mean,
Yeah.
and I think some of our teachers really get into it too. Some of them are a little,
I know, I might caution next year a little bit about
I
that.
think they were getting into it a little much there too.
So do they still have one of the teachers being a DJ and
Yeah.
music and all that? kind
Well,
of
not
stuff?
music, but they haven't, I think Mr. Tinton was the
Who's
announcer.
that teacher? She's
Craigo.
retired there.
Craigo.
Craigo, yes. The first Project Unify I went to, Craigo was the DJ, and she was pumping up the crowd, and she played 2 songs that I was like, whoa, they know this song? What was it, that Journey song? What's that
Living on a
song?
Prayer.
Don't Stop Believing, yes. And the whole crowd, the stands, these kids knew that song, and they were all singing it. And then, yes, you said the other one, Living on a Prayer, that, which is, my all-time favorite song of the 80s, but, yes, all the kids were singing that song, and it was the energy in there was incredible, and so.
And I think it's, because it's student-led, that's the other thing, the seniors, so there's a senior and a junior rep, and that, they really take it and make, so it just depends on who's leading it too. Some years there's been music, some years they've had other games and contests and that, so it really is just the total package of, all abilities and those who want to plan, and then, the kids in the stands that are cheering and the posters they make, and so it's really a great opportunity for the kids.
Ready for recommendations? I'm gonna try to do this without coughing. We'll see how this works. I haven't coughed in several days, so I just started a little. I just finished one. So we'll see how this works. We're asking you to enter into the following employment contracts. Substitute teachers as approved by the Educational Service Center of the Western Reserve or the Madison Local School District's Assistant Superintendent under a 1-year limited substitute teacher contract for the 23-24 school year. Shannon Imes. The following persons as casual day-to-day substitutes at the board approved rate of compensation for the 2023-24 school year. Shannon Imes and Justin Lewis. We're asking you to amend the following contract, to amend the employment contract of Constance Buchanan, pre-K special needs assistant, to reflect a change in hourly rate from $10.67 per hour to $11.75 per hour. And that is the employment motion.
A second,
All right, roll call. Michelle Hayes,
yes.
Brian Horvath,
Yes.
Jean Sensi,
Yes.
Jeff Thompson,
Yes.
and Sean Douglas is yes.
And this is just the annual renewal of the interdistrict and intra-district open enrollment policies. You approved the policies in totality in January. We complete this form so that the state knows that we're in compliance with our policies.
Second.
The roll call, Michelle Hayes.
Questions or comments?
Sure. Trying to get this down.
We still allow open enrollment anytime, right?
Correct.
As long as there's an opening, we take them at any time throughout the year. We don't have a deadline.
Based on the guidelines that we're allowed on.
That's all.
Have not changed it.
Any other discussion? All right, Michelle Hayes,
Yes.
Brian Horvath,
Yes.
Gene Sensi,
Yes.
Jeff Thompson,
Yes.
Sean Douglas is yes.
All right, and the consent calendar this evening, there's just 2 items. The follow to approve the preschool program tuition rates, including the sliding tuition fee schedule for the 24-25 school year, effective August, well, depending upon when the first day of school is, but August 17, 2024, pursuant to Board Policy 6152, and to enter into an agreement between the Madison local schools and Healthy Pro to provide menu planning software for a 5-year period.
Hello. Second.
Any discussion? All right, and a roll call, Michelle Hayes,
Yes.
Brian Horvath,
Yes.
Gene Sensi,
Yes.
Jeff Thompson,
Yes.
Sean Douglas is yes. So we do have a need for executive session. We will go into executive session. We will not be taking any action on return other than to adjourn the meeting. So do I have a motion to go into executive session for the purposes of preparing for, conducting, or reviewing negotiations or bargaining sessions with public employees, and for matters required to be kept confidential by federal law, rules, or state statutes?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Michelle Hayes,
Yes.
Brian Horvath,
Yes.
Gene Sensi,
Yes.
Jeff Thompson,
Yes.
Sean Douglas is yes. We stand in recess.